What happens when the very system you once supported suddenly turns against your own family? For years, Melania Trump was known for her calm, polished image. But now, that carefully crafted facade is starting to crack. Behind the closed doors of the White House, something deeply personal is unraveling. She's become the center of a national immigration controversy. And it's not just about her. Barron Trump is caught up in it too. The question on everyone's mind: can America really deport one of its most high-profile families? The debate is growing louder, and the answers may be more unsettling than anyone expected. Melania has never been a typical First Lady. For years, she stayed away from political drama, building a reputation for being private, poised, and hard to read. Even during Donald Trump's first term, she kept mostly to the background. But with his return to the White House in 2025, that composed image is now at the heart of a fierce national dispute. Shortly after his second inauguration, President Trump wasted no time. He signed aggressive executive orders reinstating mass deportation programs, ordering reviews of naturalized citizens, and pushing to restrict birthright citizenship. It was clear. The policies from his first term were just the beginning, and this time, he was coming back stronger. The impact was immediate and deeply personal. Immigration raids resumed, families were separated again, and green card holders who had built lives here for decades suddenly found themselves facing court summons. International students feared that a simple trip home might prevent their return. For many who once felt secure, fear quickly replaced confidence. Then the conversation took an unexpected turn. By mid-2025, the focus shifted inward, to the president's own family. An online petition calling for the deportation of Melania and Barron Trump began to circulate. The timing couldn't have been worse. Earlier that year, Trump signed an executive order directing federal agencies to review how birthright citizenship is applied. Though still under legal scrutiny, the intent was clear: to limit automatic citizenship, even for children born on American soil. Suddenly, Barron, born in New York City, was thrust into the heart of the debate in a way no one saw coming. Inside the White House, silence reigned. No statements were made, no attempts to quell the conversation. That silence only fueled speculation and heightened tensions. What was once a proud immigrant nation now wrestled with a painful question. Could this battle over immigration reach the president's own doorstep? To understand why Melania is caught up in this storm, we need to look back, all the way to her arrival in the United States. Long before the red carpets and White House spotlight, her journey raised eyebrows, setting the stage for the drama unfolding today. Melania didn't enter the United States on a tourist visa. Instead, she came through a rare and highly selective immigration program, one that continues to spark debate today. So what exactly made her eligible, and why does it matter now? Before she became the First Lady of the United States twice, Melania Trump was Melania Knafs, a young woman from Sevnica, a small town in Slovenia, Central Europe. She arrived in the U.S. to pursue a modeling career, bringing with her a quiet determination and polished demeanor. Though it may have seemed unlikely at the time, her path from that small town to the White House was accomplished in just over a decade. But what's really capturing attention now isn't her modeling career. It's how she actually got into the country. In 2001, Melania was granted a green card through the EB-1 visa program, often called the Einstein visa. This is an extremely selective visa category, generally reserved for people with exceptional talents: Nobel laureates, Olympic athletes, groundbreaking scientists, or acclaimed artists. Here's where things get interesting. Back then, Melania was primarily known for catalog work and a few magazine appearances. She wasn't a well-known figure in America. So when it became public knowledge that she had been approved for one of the most exclusive visas in the country, questions naturally followed. How did she qualify for a program designed for individuals at the very pinnacle of their fields? To be clear, the validity of Melania's visa has never been legally challenged. No government agency or court has questioned her application. Still, skeptics remain. Many believe her relationship with Donald Trump, which began in 1998, may have influenced the process. For critics, her visa isn't just a matter of paperwork. It symbolizes how wealth, influence, and personal connections can quietly shape immigration outcomes in America. After securing her green card, Melania became a U.S. citizen in 2006, shortly after marrying Donald Trump. As a naturalized citizen, she was then able to sponsor her parents, Victor and Amalia Knaves, for immigration. They eventually obtained green cards and later became American citizens themselves. This practice, known as family reunification, is legally protected but has frequently stirred political controversy. That's especially true because Donald Trump, even before his presidency, was vocal about ending what he called chain migration, which he claimed undermined border security. To many, Melania sponsoring her parents appeared contradictory, proof that even those closest to him had benefited from the very system he sought to reform. In 2024, the family faced the loss of Melania's mother, Amalia. Her father, Victor, remains in the United States, keeping a low profile. Though rarely seen publicly, he maintains close ties with Melania and has occasionally been spotted at official events alongside his daughter and son-in-law, quietly coming and going from the White House. Now, with immigration policies under intense scrutiny, quiet questions are starting to arise about Victor Knaves's status. Though he legally entered the country and completed all the necessary steps to become a citizen, many are wondering, in this tense political climate, where even long-time immigrants face increased examination, how secure is anyone's immigration status? Melania has never been accused of any wrongdoing regarding her immigration. Her path to citizenship was lawful, with nothing in the public record suggesting otherwise. Yet speculation continues. Critics argue the system favors those with fame and connections, while her supporters maintain she simply followed the law and earned her place. The reality may lie somewhere in between. As the nation grapples with questions of immigration, fairness, and belonging, Melania's journey is once again thrust into the spotlight. It's clear why she has become a central figure in this heated debate. Just as renewed scrutiny over Melania's immigration history began to mount, a bold online petition surfaced. Suddenly the conversation shifted. It was no longer about how she arrived, but whether she should remain. The petition made its debut online with a blunt message: deport Melania, her parents, and Barron in the first round of deportations. Posted on MoveOn.org, many initially dismissed it as a passing social media outburst, easy to ignore. But the petition quickly gained traction. Within days, thousands had signed, and it spread rapidly across platforms like TikTok, X, and YouTube. Content creators jumped on the topic, reaction videos poured in, and comment sections ignited with fierce debate. Soon enough, major news outlets picked up the story. What began as an online protest evolved into a nationwide conversation about fairness and accountability. The focus expanded beyond Melania and Barron to the broader question of whether powerful families should be held to the same standards as everyone else. Supporters of the petition highlighted Melania's visa, labeling it a special privilege. Others pointed to her parents' immigration as an example of the chain migration system that Donald Trump had pledged to end. The discussion quickly moved beyond social media buzz. News programs, podcasts, and opinion writers began weighing in. Some dismissed the petition as a political stunt, while others saw it as a crucial reminder that immigration laws should apply equally to all. During a public rally, Congresswoman Maxine Waters brought Melania's immigration history into the spotlight, fueling further debate and controversy. Congresswoman Maxine Waters questioned how Melania was able to obtain such a special visa, and whether the process would have been the same for someone without fame or powerful connections. On MSNBC, political commentator Joy Reid pointed out that the petition wasn't really about deportation. It was meant to highlight how privilege can quietly influence who gets through the immigration system. Not everyone agreed with the petition, though. Critics argued that Melania followed the legal process and that Barron, born in New York, is clearly a U.S. citizen. To them, the petition seemed unfair and out of line. But others saw it differently, viewing it not as an attack, but as a form of protest. What began as an online petition quickly grew into a major national conversation. The focus shifted from immigration policies in general to whether the president's own family should be held to the same rules as everyone else. The debate was no longer just about the law. It became a discussion about fairness, power, and accountability. For days, the White House remained silent. No statements, no press releases, no tweets, even from Donald Trump, who is known for speaking his mind. The silence was unusual and only deepened public curiosity. Then, Melania broke her silence. She made her first public appearance since the controversy erupted by visiting Kerrville, Texas, a small town still recovering from devastating floods that had left many families, including children at a nearby summer camp, grieving. Officially, the visit was described as humanitarian, but for millions watching, it felt like something more. Melania arrived quietly, without fanfare, dressed simply in a tan coat and black baseball cap, wearing a charm bracelet given to her by local children. She stood alongside first responders and grieving families, offering a brief but heartfelt message. "We are grieving with you. Our nation is grieving with you." For those in Kerrville, it was a moment of solace. For viewers across the country, her words carried a deeper significance, a subtle response to the swirling questions about her, without ever directly addressing them. Melania has always been hard to read, and this moment was no different. Despite years of public scrutiny, she rarely offers any clues. This time, she made no attempt to defend herself or explain the headlines. She simply showed up, stood tall, remained composed, and focused on the people affected by the tragedy. To her supporters, it was exactly what they expected: poised, steady, and unfazed by controversy. Meanwhile, Barron Trump remained completely out of the public eye. Now 19, and in his second year at a business school in New York, Barron didn't take part in the visit. There were no public statements, no social media posts, not even a single photo. Those close to the family say he's focused on his studies and intentionally avoiding the spotlight. For many observers, his silence wasn't about hiding. It seemed like a deliberate choice to stay above the drama. After Melania's visit, public perception began to shift. Legal experts reminded everyone that online petitions hold no power over immigration status. Political analysts suggested her appearance was a calculated move. She wasn't dodging the issue. She was controlling her response on her own terms. Meanwhile, the White House remained silent, but that silence felt less like avoidance and more like a strategic decision. With one carefully timed appearance, Melania made her point without saying much at all. The silence was broken. But one major question lingered. Could Melania, Barron, or even her father really be deported? The internet had spoken, but what does the law say? For days, the internet buzzed with debates. Some argued Melania had broken no laws, while others felt her visa status deserved further scrutiny. Barron stayed out of the public eye, yet his name trended non-stop. After the online uproar, people began seeking solid answers, setting aside opinions to focus on the facts. Melania became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 2006, completing the full process including background checks, interviews, and taking the oath of allegiance. From that point on, her legal status is the same as anyone born in the U.S. The only way her citizenship could be revoked is if there were clear evidence of fraud during the application, and no such evidence exists. There are no ongoing investigations or charges. Barron, born in New York City in 2006, is a natural-born U.S. citizen under the 14th Amendment. The Constitution clearly states that anyone born on American soil is a citizen, regardless of their parents' immigration status. While debates about birthright citizenship continue, no court has overturned this rule. Although President Trump signed an executive order earlier directing agencies to review how the 14th Amendment applies, executive orders cannot override the Constitution. That power rests solely with the courts. So far, none have challenged Barron's citizenship. As for Melania's father, Victor Knopf's, his citizenship was obtained legally through sponsorship by Melania. His paperwork is in order, and no government agency has flagged any issues. There are no investigations or reviews underway. The viral petition may have been shared millions of times and ignited heated debates, but legally, it carries no weight. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the Department of Justice, and Citizenship and Immigration Services have taken no action. No charges have been filed, no cases opened. Legal experts across the political spectrum agree. Melania Trump cannot be deported. Her citizenship is valid and secure. Without any proof of wrongdoing in her naturalization, public calls for deportation remain political statements, not legal realities. To some Americans, this feels like a double standard. How can an administration push tough immigration policies while its own family appears exempt? For others, the petition raises broader questions about how influence and privilege may shield people from scrutiny. But here's the legal fact. Melania and Barron Trump aren't at risk of deportation, not because of their fame or public opinion, but because the law protects them. Unless that law changes through the proper legal channels, this debate will remain just that, a conversation, not a legal case. So legally, they aren't going anywhere. That much is clear. But if the law protects some and punishes others, what does that say about the system? Is fairness really part of the equation, or just something we talk about when it suits us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click on the next one on your screen.